There we are. Yep, we're live. Yep.
Wow, fantastic.
Awesome.
Okay. So I just want to say thank you for everybody who is dealing with our change this week, for being on YouTube Live instead of on Twitch Live. We're just trying to show a little bit of solidarity with the strike going on. So we appreciate you being here. And otherwise, I think we're pretty much ready to get going. Avalon will be joining us in about 20 minutes. And as of right now, she will have the 20, the nat 20 as her avatar. So if everybody who is here could just go really quickly and say who you are and who you're playing, starting with Matty.
Hi, I'm Matty. I play Rusty, the Scottish Orange Tabby Tabaxi Bard. Yes, Bard.
Correct. Yes, Christina.
Hey, I'm Christina said. I play Asha, the Halfling Sorcerer, and cook, mainly cook.
Yeah, mainly cook. A lot of cooking.
A lot of cooking.
Myce is played by Avalon, and she will be joining us in 20 minutes. And Kate?
Hi, I'm Kate. I play Clover, the Bubblegum Pink Tiefling Druid. That's me.
Awesome. So, 2 weeks ago, on our last episode of Neverland and the Impossible Boy, the group of the Lost have accidentally set off a sort of plant-wide alarm system in Neverland, alerting possibly Pan to the location of Wendy and her partner. And in their escape, they met and joined with a group of people who have kind of started a resistance against Pan. And what happened?
Hold on. Because Avalon popped on, so I just need to I really need to fix this now. Oh yeah,
okay. You fix that, and I'm just gonna keep chatting about what happened.
Sounds good.
Okay, and so
I'm the storyteller now. I have so much responsibility.
This is really the group met with a bunch of people who live up in the mountain caps, who are sort of a resistance against Pan and the Lost. And because of the potential for the alert, they decide to change locations. And in that, they learned that Wendy has developed a potion that's sort of a resistant to the memory erasing effects that Neverland has. So they got a list of ingredients to go get. They went out into the world to try to get them. and it went mediumly. They found they found some of the plants. They, for some reason, tried to seduce them, scare them, whatever that was. It did nothing, but they did kill the plants, and they did get enough of them for the recipe. They did also get some of these giant slugs that they needed. They also brought like a horde of them onto the camp. But ultimately made it back, did successfully get 2 of the 3 necessary ingredients. All they're missing are these funny looking seed things that they need to find, and they returned to camp to spend the night. Rusty and Myce had a little chit chat, and I believe that was it. Still no sign of their old compatriot, but everything else is up to date.
Okay.
It looks like we're almost
there.
Okay. Right?
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay, that's a lot better now. Okay. Yeah, that's much better. I could probably do some fixing of Diana, but yeah, go ahead.
Wonderful. Lovely. Okay, so that is our recap, and now you all have a very quiet, restful sleep night in the camps. The rest of the crew kind of takes watch this time, and you all are allowed to sleep peacefully through the night or meditate peacefully through the night, depending on what you need to do. You wake up to the first light and the sounds of people up and about working, and they've kind of left you alone. So what would you like to do?
I want to cook snail for breakfast.
You absolutely do. This is less like the Pan's camp, though. Everybody here seems very knowledgeable about, lifestyle things. So you join. There are other people cooking, other people preparing different kinds of food. So you don't totally have a fire to yourself. But you're able to join them and make some stellar breakfast.
It's a really good protein. There are a couple different ways that we could mix it in. Just don't tell anyone.
No, but you probably don't remember. Oh, they kind of made. They make you vomit.
You just have to cook it off. When I'm done with it, you won't even know what dish actually has snails in it.
Okay. I will trust you. Because you're a very good cook. I trust you. Yeah, I trust you. I'm going to go throw up, though. I'll be back.
Okay. Well, save some room.
Indeed. It's a header ball. It's a header ball. No, it's all good.
All right. So Rusty kind of quickly backs away from the fire where snails are being cooked for breakfast, and most people are actually kind of cooking up bits of that snail because there was just so much of it. There was so much more than what was needed for your potion recipe. That's pretty much what your party is unfortunately going to be living off of for a while.
Yeah.
So they're cooking up some snails. would you like to be doing, Clover and Myce?
I'm very cold, so I'm just gonna sit very close to the fire with my fur coat
Oh yes.
that nice man gave me.
He's like he's getting ready and like kind of setting up his wares back up in his new tent, and gives you a little finger guns.
No.
I guess guns don't exist, but like he gives you a finger dagger or whatever.
Very different. I will also be chilling by the fire. Yeah, I feel pretty self-assured about the contribution we've made, the ways we've proven ourselves. So I think it's cool to chill.
Yeah, great. You sit, and it doesn't take too long for Asha to whip up some quick breakfast. You guys have a nice meal. You've got a pretty quiet morning for, like a few hours while everybody's kind of around you, sort of setting up. It's like they've kind of packed up their whole homes and are sort of reestablishing their camp the way that it was. Setting things up sort of for a longer term stay. So you have some time if there's anything that you wanted to do or say in the meanwhile.
Not say per se, but is the surrounding kind of the same kind of elevation as we had before?
You're a little bit higher up this time than you were on the previous mountain. It just based on how long it took you to climb. It's a bit further to the north than you were before as well.
Okay.
All right. Well, in that case, you guys eat, kind of have a quiet morning to yourselves, and it takes some time before someone kind of approaches you. The fellow that sold you Clover, or gave you the cloak that you're wearing, comes up to you and says, well, what do you intend to do with yourselves in the meanwhile? We've got a lot to do if we want to get back on track with Pan.
What can we do?
What still needs to be done?
Well, we need information. And you're all pretty capable. And decent fighters for being new to the island. Yeah. And you slipped Pan. That's not bad either. But we still need information. And best way to get any of that is to get to the mollusks. Most of our folk, we try not to go in groups down that close to the lake. It's dangerous for us.
I think we've proven we're pretty good with mollusks.
The mollusks, they're like a group like us, but they, they're a little edgier, a little harder to find.
Yeah, I was making a joke about the snails.
They're edgy,
Your
but they call
delivery
themselves the mollusks.
It's just like your delivery on that. It didn't seem like a joke. So I just making sure you knew. And, yeah, I mean, we got like talking plants here and everything. So like nothing's past the level of ridiculousness that the mollusks are.
Your guys' name is kind of scary. Like scorpions can like, but the mollusks.
We do a lot of the stabbing. They do a lot of like the sneaking around, and
yeah, I noticed.
they're like underneath everything. So it's kind of, you know.
So you want us to find them or take them a message or what exactly?
Well, you know, we haven't been in contact in a while. And our last contact between them was Wendy. And I don't know when she's going to be able to get to them again. I figure either you could find Wendy, you could find the mollusks directly, or you go snooping around the mermaids and try to see what you can find for yourself. But don't really recommend that one. They like to drown you. It's kind of their thing.
They tried that on our friend.
Oh, well. So then you know.
They have succeeded.
Yeah.
Almost.
I mean, they may have succeeded for all I know.
Oh, at this point. Oof, maybe. I hope not.
Well, I'm real sorry about your friend. Maybe, potentially. But, you know, in the meantime, might help getting us some information on where the next step is. What we're trying to do is figure out there's some way to get things back permanently. And right now, all we have is barely hanging on to our memories and fighting back a little bit at a time.
Sure. I mean, as far as I can tell, Wendy seems like the only thing she's good at is hanging out in trees. So I say, let's try our luck with the mollusks.
All right. You guys do whatever you're comfortable with. We got, you know, kiddos and folk, and we're going to try to get everybody settled back up here in our new spot.
Right.
So you're gonna stay here. So if we go and come back, you're here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We'll try not to bring a load of snails with us next time.
Oh, they can't climb up this high. That's fine.
Are you sure? Cause
The snails can't.
I don't know. Okay. That's good. That's good to know.
From my perception, is this person who's talking to us like the one who's in charge?
No, definitely not. This is just a member of this community. Although there doesn't look like there's like a really rigid hierarchy like there was at Pan's camp, where there was definitely two people in charge. This looks more like a community.
Okay.
All right.
He's gonna like, well, all right then. You guys do whatever makes you feel the most comfortable, and I wish you luck. And you know, I think you're gonna do a great service here on Neverland. I think we're in better shape with you on the team.
I think you would have to be.
And he's gonna kind of walk on away.
Bye.
He seemed very confident in us. That is weird. I don't feel very confident.
I don't know if they're confident or they just think we're so disposable that it doesn't really matter what we do.
I
Maybe.
don't know about that. They seemed genuinely pretty nice.
I mean, we've made it this far.
True. Very true.
And they have some really good fighters. So for them to say that we were pretty good fighters must mean that we're pretty good fighters. I didn't know we were pretty good fighters. Like, I thought we were okay fighters. But, I mean, if they said it, then maybe we're really good fighters. I don't know.
I think we really impressed them with the snails.
Well, those the sizzle weapons are very helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. Okay. So where do we go to find the mollusks?
They said back down by the lake.
Oh,
How far is that?
Oh, I made the map too small.
You do, have a vague awareness because you've been there of where the lake is, where the mermaids are. So you do have a vague idea of the direction in which to go. It's just that you're coming from a new direction. You'd have to kind of reorient yourselves a little bit. It'd be a bit of a challenge, but you definitely have the general idea of where you're headed.
Do we have a sense of how long it would take to get there?
Yeah, it should be a shorter journey than it took you to get there from Pan's.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
Not bad.
I mean, we're walking now though instead of flying.
That is true. That is true. It would take you shorter time if you were 100% positive of where you were going. It might be slightly more challenging with trying to remember how to get there.
There it is.
Can I look at what's still left on our list for these potions too? It's these seeds, right?
Yes, correct.
And did they tell us exactly where we could find these seeds?
They said they're more towards the woods, the forest, less in the mountain areas.
Are we going to be passing the forested area in order to get to the lake?
You will not be. No.
Okay. Maybe tomorrow then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So to head to the Black Lagoon, you're kind of heading, you would have to head down the mountain and kind of back the way that you came from towards Pan's floating islands, but not quite. So what would you like to do?
Guess we'll head out.
Mm-hmm.
Asha, can you pack food or something? It seems like we'll be gone for most of the day.
Sure. I mean, there's plenty of this breakfast souffle left over.
It was great. It was great. Yeah.
Which did you like better? The souffle or the casserole?
All of it. All of it. It was fantastic.
Well, only one of them actually had snails in them. So which one did you like best?
That's great. I am a big fan of casseroles. So, yeah.
That was the one with snail.
Good. Yes. Yeah.
Asha, please take an inspiration point. That was lovely.
Thank
So you guys pack up some food and you start making your way down the mountain. The travel down the mountain is not too perilous, but definitely make me some survival checks to make your way in the direction you need to go.
It's gonna go so well.
Ruh-roh. That's not good.
Natural 20.
Woo!
I'm so
Oh
good
my
at
god,
climbing down the
natural
mountain.
20!
2 natural 20s?
That's crazy.
That's just a 10.
I'm good at that though, because I is +0, so.
I rolled a 7.
Got a +5.
And what was Myce?
2.
2.
2. Okay.
He's a 10 and a 2.
Goodness for the natural 20s. At certain points, like Myce and Asha are both just like, I think we need to go this way. And like you guys have to like wrangle them forcefully to get them to stop going off of the clearly paved trail you can see ahead of you. But you guys managed to wrangle everybody. As you're making your way, once you're down the mountain and making your way through the woods, you try to stay a little bit off of the beaten path trying to, make sure you're not in accidental sight of any of potential lost folks coming from the floating islands. You don't see or hear any of their familiar sounds, none of that creepy laughter, nothing like that. But at a certain point, you do hear like kind of the strange shuffling sound up a few feet ahead of you in the woods. Just, it sounds like somebody's kind of, clanking some stuff together, like banging something against a tree or something. It's hard to discern without seeing what it is, but just some odd shuffling sounds.
Like, everyone stop. What is that?
Asha's gonna catch Mage on around herself. She's freaked out.
Pull out my rapier.
Someone sneaky should go check that out.
Oh, okay. I can do that.
All right, if you're going to be doing that, give me a stealth roll to go and try to sneak your way into the woods ahead.
I can do that. I'm a cat.
Hey!
It's a cat.
Oh, okay. That's 17.
Not bad. You cat your way through the next couple feet of woods and kind of just peer through a few of the thicker portions of leaves. And you see, I don't know if I'd ever, it is a turtle, a very kind of portly looking turtle who's kind of sat on the like stump of a tree with a couple of crates and logs in front of him, and he's got some trinkets and doodads, and he's hanging kind of in the woods. He's got some stuff hanging from nearby tree branches, and he's just sort of like organizing some things, humming to himself, making kind of that sounds.
Huh. Okay.
He's got a pair of like circular spectacles that like don't stay up on his tortly nose that he keeps pushing up every couple of seconds.
He is instantaneously my favorite.
Yeah, I'm gonna join his gang.
Right. Be with him. What's he do? Who's he a part of?
I'll circle back and to the group. There is, I think, the most adorable thing I've ever seen in this place. It's a big turtle. He's got glasses.
I don't know what is adorable about that.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know.
What's he doing?
He's, I think he's humming, or at least trying to. It's coming out like gurbles, but, I mean, it's adorable. It's really just kind of,
So is he gonna try and hurt us, or
I mean,
around, or
obviously, he must be, a psycho killer or something, because that's what everything is around here. Looks fine, but like wants to eat
does
your
he
face.
have a bunch of swords and stuff?
No, I don't know what he has. He has a bunch of crates. He's like sorting things, but they don't look dangerous. I don't know this. I hate to say it, but I think this one might be safe.
Well, don't jinx it.
Well,
I do need more salt.
Let's be cautiously optimistic, maybe. But
I mean, I suppose we can all kill it if need be.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Unless he like goes into a shell and I don't know.
All right.
That'd be really cute, though.
Let's see if we can replenish our stuff.
Right.
It'd be helpful.
Okay.
All right, lead the way.
Aye. We'll head on back.
All right, so you kind of come through the trees where you had peeked around before, and there is like a bit of a clearing here, not very big, but just a few feet on either side of where he's set up. And as you emerge, he just, oh, friends, how you doing?
Hi. Hello.
Kill him.
Kill him!
This can't be real.
You're coming through for you need some help, some trinkets, odds and ends,
Do you have salt?
dads. Well, sure. I'm sure I have salt somewhere in all of this. I'll just give me a minute to find it. And he kind of like stands up in his shell, like knocks a couple of his jars over onto the ground.
Oh.
Like bends down and like knocks another thing off.
I try to catch it so it doesn't fall.
Oh.
Dexterity saving throw.
Oh dear.
What kind of shit is around? Like, what does it look like he has?
Like anything. It just looks like a whole bunch of nonsense.
Dexterity saving throw. That's a 20. I rolled an 18.
Ooh.
All right. You catch, a glass jar full of like shells and stuff, and
You dropped this.
another one of those. Thank you so much.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I got a little bit of salt. You want salt from the lake, or you want salt from the sea, or
Sea salt?
this one I is mine. But a bit of salt from the lake or salt from the sea. What could I get to you?
Well, the sea salt's gonna be a little bit stronger, so I can use a little less of it. Sea salt sounds nice. Yeah,
Oh,
a
great.
nice sea salt.
I could give you some of that. What are you trading today?
Okay. Let me see what I have.
Maybe some casserole or something.
Oh, well, we did bring some lunch with us. Would you like some souffle?
Ooh, depends what's it made out of. You can-
You wouldn't believe me if I told you.
mystery souffle is my favorite. All right, some salt for some mystery souffle. I'll take that right off your hands.
Thank you so much.
And
Oh, I'm sorry.
what else could I help you find folks with?
I'm ignoring him, but I just want to look around and stuff and see if any of it feels like significant to me. If anything just feels like it's tingly.
Okay. No, you're not getting any tingly feelings. As you're kind of like walking up and down and perusing his crates, though, like some of it's making noise. Some of it's like like from one like enclosed crate that he's got.
I definitely want to check that out. Are there any gaps like in the crate?
He's got like a sheet over this one, but he sees you eyeing it and he's like, "Oh, you're looking to adopt?"
It depends. What do you have up for adoption?
Well, pets in Neverland, it's a very tumultuous occupation. You want to be a responsible pet owner, I'm telling you.
You have
But
pets?
of course I've got pets, but you've got to make the right choice for you. But I try to keep the sheet over them to keep them from getting too excited.
Well, what do you have?
Well, I found a nice little batch of these little guys that they've proven to be pretty entertaining, and they're quite cute, I think. And he lifts up like the sheet, and you can see into the crate. a bunch of tiny like eye stalks, like kind of start peeking through like the slats in the crate. Little ones, little tiny ones.
I don't
What are those?
I don't want to know.
Oh, they're so good though, and they'll love you better than your own mother. I'll tell you that right now. And everyone else too. They're little loving little beasts.
What do they do?
Oh, well, come on, I'll show you. And he kind of like reaches in and takes one out, and it's a little beholder that's about this big. The center eye is about this big, with the little eye stalks are all around it. And as soon as he takes it out, it starts hovering like right over and like kind of going from one side of his head to the other, and kind of staying real close. And like its eye stalks like kind of give him a little like rub, and he's like, "Oh, stop it." Anywho, they make a real good friend and a real good companion, and they know a little trick. It's just one little trick. Not super useful or anything, but fun at parties.
What's that?
Why don't you show them what you can do, George? Show them what you can do. And the little beholder kind of flies over to, I think between Rusty and Myce, Rusty looks the most put off by this. So it's gonna fly over to Rusty. Rusty, make a charisma saving throw.
Okay. That's at least I have a chance here. Okay. That is a 23.
Oh wow. Okay. So it doesn't work, but you feel this thing has cast it's a spell you're familiar with, probably, friends on you. And you could feel that you almost for a second want to be friends with this little guy, but you're so upset by it that you can't get over it.
The beholder is like a cat. It went to the person in the room most likely to eat it and tried to change its mind.
And when it sees it doesn't work, it goes and then like flies right back to the turtle's shoulder space and continues to nuzzle him. It's like, it's all right. It doesn't work on everyone. You can't befriend everybody. Does they tried you?
Does it get bigger?
Nope, not that I could tell. This is how I found him. I've had him for quite a while.
How long?
Ooh. We've been traveling now, Neverland, for about I don't know, about 20 years, as far as I can remember.
Can you actually remember for 20 years?
Not all of it. I might be older than I remember, but at least 20 years.
Wow. Okay. I still don't like it, but it's a little less scary, I guess.
Well, they're a cute little thing. But if you're not interested in a pet, that's okay. I can.
I mean, you're a cute thing. You're cute. You're adorable. That is not. I don't know about that.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Have you been living alone this whole time?
I think so.
And you don't have any trouble with things or groups of beings chasing you all the time?
Oh, well, oh, you mean like those rowdy miscreant things that come and try to kill everybody every so often?
Those are the ones.
Yeah. Well, I was born here on Neverland.
Oh.
They don't care too much about things born here on
Native.
Neverland.
I thought Pan made Neverland and brought everyone here.
He brought all the U types.
Right.
Here.
Right.
But you know, the plants and the bugs, and you got slug in this souffle. I'll tell you that right now. I can smell it. It's so good.
It's good though, right?
It's so good. It's so sticky.
You put it in
man, I
both.
love
You
it.
put
So,
it in both. Ah.
It just
Maybe.
it's just that you know, all of us he created this place, but once it exists, you know, then it exists. And I was born, I don't know, a couple 100 years ago or something like that. And
Who created this place?
Pan,
Oh.
well, yeah, in a way.
Anyway. Okay.
It's all legends and stories, and as far as I can tell, his existence made this place what it is.
Mhm.
But I'm as real as this pie, so I was born here. They don't have a need to kill me.
Okay.
Much for one of the little flying guys.
Oh, what you got?
Let me take a peek. I got I have some cooking utensils.
What are they made out of?
Well, some are made out of wood, and some are made out of steel, and some are made out of bone.
You give me them shiny ones, and I'll give you a little pet.
Okay. She's like thinking to herself, like, that's like my my spearing fork, but I can use a dagger for that. That's fine. Okay, yes, and she'll go ahead and pass that.
Oh yes, this'll do. And he just like polished it with a rag, and he's like, "All right, well, you can't have George because he's mine.
Oh, that's okay.
But I'll give you another one. They don't all have names. You got to give it a name yourself.
Oh, okay. Do I do anything to like make it like me?
Oh, that's not going to be a problem, I don't think. But he's just like, you'll pick one. You'll see. So he's just going to kind of lift the curtain all the way off and open up the crate, and like a little like horde of these little boulders is going to like lift up into the air and like kind of spread out. And they're all going to like kind of float up to like the group. And he's gonna be like, "Oh, all right, this one, you know, wants to take one of you home. Which one of you is gonna like her the most? Go ahead, figure it out." And they kind of like all like gather around your head, and they start like nuzzling up against you. And like if after like a couple of moments, like the rest of them sort of like flutter back down and like back over to the turtle, and he like gives him a couple of little like treats that they kind of just like roll around in, and they don't have enough. And then they like go back to their crate, and covers them back up. And the one that stayed is like a bright, like orangey color, like this kind of a burnt orange color. And has like a tiny little tuft of hair over the top.
That is so cute.
And just like is fluttering back and forth over your shoulders and like doing little circles around your head.
Clementine. I'm gonna name it Clementine.
That's such a good name.
It just goes like
Oh,
dances around a little bit. It likes its name.
Yay! I have a Clementine.
Oh, well. Oh, you're my first customers in, I don't know, probably about 20 years. And that was a pretty good sale, I think. Anything else I could help you with? I got, a little, I won't say everything. I got a lot of weird stuff. But
hey,
Do you have bagpipes?
Oh,
wait, what'd the serious one say? That's you, Lass.
oh, me. Oh,
I am not serious.
I don't know. I feel like I'm the funny one. Do you have any seeds?
Seeds. What are you trying to start your basic kind of garden? Are you trying to grow like some trees? I got some acorns.
No. And then assuming we still have that piece of paper that had the drawings that they had given us, yeah, I'd show him that.
Oh, I don't often make my way to that side of the island, but no, sorry, I don't got any of those.
Could you tell me a little more about where I could find them?
You want to find a very specific kind of tree, and they usually fall from that tree. It's the biggest type here on Neverland. It's taller than all the others, and it's got like these kind of spiky looking leaves.
Okay.
Pointy, thin ones. You can't miss it once you see it.
Thank you very much. Okay. Rusty, you had a request. Sorry.
Yeah, no, the cat one wants a bagpipes.
Aye, bagpipes. They're a
Bagpipes.
music instrument. Aye. No, yeah.
Music instrument. Could you just tell me what pray tell a bagpipe looks like?
Oh, okay. Well, it's generally a big bag that has pipes that are sticking out of it, and one of them you blow into. It's got holes, and I mean, dude.
Okay. Well, I get just a sec. He goes like and ruffles through. He's got like a big like set of crates behind him that he kind of like rustles through, and he comes out with what is clearly a bagpipe. Old, looks very old. Maybe has some tattered bits that need a little bit of work to it, but it's very clearly a bagpipe. So I nabbed this from one of the lost camps ages ago. This is, you say, a music instrument? Because I sat on it once and it made a noise that I didn't love. I heard it was some sort of weapon.
It's sort of a weapon, yes. But it's an acquired taste. We'll say that.
Well, what could you trade me for it? I'm not particularly attached to it, but now that I know it's a music instrument, maybe I could stop threatening people with it and they might buy it.
Oi. Well, I don't have a lot. Um, I have I have a flute and I have a dagger.
What's a flute?
It's also a musical instrument, but it's it's so pretty and stuff, and that's nice, I guess, if you like that kind of thing. But no, it's
Pretty things?
what's that?
Pretty things.
Oi, oi. And
That's kind of like my whole thing is like pretty stuff. I like pretty
he'll
stuff.
pull out the flute and then he'll play a little song.
It's like angels are singing directly to me. That's what I wanted this whole time. This bag of farts is not. I don't understand. If you want it, just give me, please. I just want.
Yeah,
Pretty.
yeah. Here. Well, yeah, it's great.
Oh, fantastic. He gives you the bagpipes, he takes the flute and like makes like the ugliest sound that anyone's made with a flute before. It's like and it doesn't make any sense.
It's okay. You practice and practice and practice. You'll get there.
Oh, I've got, at least like 500 more years. It's no big deal.
Right. Yeah. It's a long time.
I'll get there.
Yeah, it's good.
Thank you. And anybody else need anything?
Oh no, I'm so happy right now.
Strange question, I guess. Have you seen something like this before? And I'll hold up the stone that I found in the tree.
What? This just a rock, or does it? So I know objects aren't always just objects.
Well, it just kind of makes me feel nice, but I don't know if it actually does anything. Here, just hold it and tell me what you think.
Yeah. He's got like very stubby fingers, so he kind of holds it like this. Is there do you do magic from the old place, the non-Neverland place?
Uh-huh.
Do that kind of magic, right?
Yeah.
That's so in Neverland, there's kind of just magic. It's a long time since I met a group of you. In Neverland, the magic's, kind of weaving in and out of everything. And if you're born here, you kind of just have a part of it. Or if Pan lets you take some of his, you can use that. In the place where you folk come from, magic's behind a wall, and you gotta use a thing to get it. This is one of those things someone brought with them at some point, something to use to harness that magic. And
It's a focus.
Look at a smart one. Smart cat.
I am a smart cat. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Did you find it here, or did you find it back home?
I found it here.
All right. Well, yeah, you gotta respect that thing, because this,
I will.
Someone brought that here and didn't get to keep it.
Yeah.
Use it to I don't know, like lots of pretty things.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, as you've mentioned, you have pretty things and silly things and things that make bad noises. Do you have anything that would help make us stronger or safe against Pan, or with any kind of magic that you think would be useful?
Heck no. Absolutely not. Nope. Just entertainment businessman here on it.
What's the most valuable thing that you have, in your opinion?
Has to take a minute to really seriously think about that. Right. This one. I think it's just that. Hold on, I'll show you. And he kind of rustles through his bag again. And he pulls out. He pulls out this like tiny little horn. He's like, it's not useful a lot of the time, but when it is useful, it's so useful and it's so fun, and you can play tricks on people and you can play with your friends, and also it's so compact and small. It's a good
kind of tricks.
I guess I'll show you. And he takes the little horn and puts it up to his mouth. And as soon as he does, nobody but Myce can hear him say, "Fuck nugget."
Myce is the only one that hears it?
Myce is the only one who hears it. You hear it as loud as he was talking just in front of you. But nobody else hears that. And then he's like, right.
That's very good.
Yeah.
And how does that work? You focus on me? How far away can I be?
Oh, yeah. Well, I haven't, tried to figure out exactly how long, but I've used it like a whole, field away at one point.
Very interesting. Well, we've taken up enough of your time, Tortle. Do you know where the mollusks are?
No, they're real hard to find. I can't really lead you to them, but they're usually somewhere down by that creepy ass lake in the lagoon area along the shore. But you're almost there. I mean, it's not too far. You make it before it gets all dark and creepy out here.
Well, okay.
Oh, what does Clementine eat?
Oh, any old thing, really. It's as long as it's small enough for her to roll around in, she'll eat it.
Right. Okay.
I haven't found anything plant or animal she won't eat, as long as it's dead.
Okay.
Has it killed anything before?
No, have you seen her? She's so cute. She can't kill anything.
You wouldn't kill anything, would you, Clementine? No, no.
Have we not learned anything? No. Oh, that's the most deadliest thing in this area. Oh, no.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, what are you guys doing?
We better be off. Thank you. For the
that name's Poppy, by the way.
Oh, I was just about to ask. Yeah.
Oh,
I specifically did not want to know that.
But you know what? I go along this side of the river, up and down, make my way. You know, if you ever have need to find me, that probably doesn't help much at all.
Well, we've got one side of the river, so that's good.
Right.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks, Poppy.
Yes. Thank you for the bag of farts.
Say bye, Clementine. Bye. Can you? Yeah.
She does a little, she like comes up to him in front of his face, does a little like quick spin around, and then goes right back to your shoulder.
Just walk away.
All right, you guys continue on your journey down towards the river side. I want everybody, as it starts to come a little bit closer to the later afternoon, and it gets a little dimmer out, and you're getting a little closer to the lagoon, everybody to make stealth checks to approach as quietly as possible.
Can I have Clementine go into my backpack?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Seems to understand basic things that you say. Beep.
I got the 22.
2.
22.
Ooh, I rolled a 19.
19.
So I think that goes to 21.
6. Okay.
Yeah, that goes to a 21.
All
Okay.
right. 22, 21, 6,
16.
and 16. Okay. All right. Only one low roll in the group. So that's not bad. As a collective, you're able to stay pretty quiet as you approach the edge of the like slowly thinning out tree line that leads to the very small, it's not like a full beach, it's sort of just a little bit of sand right going into the lagoon. You can see the caves off to the side. You can see some jagged like rocks and things sticking out in the middle of the lagoon. And I think we should take our break right here.
Okay.
Just because it's
Right.
kind of, there's not a lot happening right now.
Yep.
So we will take a break. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. Everybody stretch your legs and refill drinks. Do whatever you have to do. Okay?
Well,
And all right, let's see. Break. Right. And there we are.
Woohoo!
Good
Good.
job.
So, you guys sneakily enough approach the edge of this thinning tree line that reveals the lagoon to all of you. It's not dark yet, but it's later in the afternoon now, and sunset is kind of approaching. As of right now, you don't see anything too terribly interesting at a glance. What would you like to do?
Is this the mermaid lagoon?
Yes.
To clarify. Okay, sorry. Cool.
Oh no.
At least, do I see any mermaids?
Yeah, as of right now, you don't see anything at a glance. Nothing
Okay.
concerning.
Are there any like footprints around?
There are absolutely no footprints that you can see. No.
Can I do some investigation for signs that people live nearby here?
Absolutely. Yep.
Bad roll. 11.
What was it? 11?
Yeah.
It doesn't look like, anything that you're used to, like no signs that you would typically recognize that anyone has lived here. But you're not convinced that necessarily means anything.
Sure. Can I knock on some trees?
You knock on some trees? Okay.
Do any of them sound like someone lives in them?
Myce starts knocking on the trees around you.
Like pushing on the knots. And,
Yeah.
Like, wiggling the branches.
All right. Myce starts shaking trees,
What are you doing?
branches.
I'm looking for
Banging on
Wendy.
wood.
I'm sure Wendy's just cowering inside one of these trees.
You're just hearing a lot of like banging on stuff and like of the leaves.
Should we all start looking for trees that are actually like secret passageways or something?
Well, I feel like if we freak her out enough, she'll definitely come out.
Okay. I shall go to a tree and just start knocking on it. Be like, Clementine, go up in the branches and just move them around. Just move them around.
And Clementine kind of floats up into the tree branches and like rustles a couple of leaves here and there, rustles them around. It doesn't do much, but then she comes back down and she's like, her eye stalks are kind of like, ooh,
That was so good. You did so good. That was so good.
Knock.
You guys are banging on trees. They're making a lot of noise, but nothing is yielding any result. There's no echo inside any of these trees. There's no indication that anyone's inside of them. But you're starting to hear like the noise of these things is having an echo, across the lagoon. Getting loud.
Yeah.
Rusty, play your bagpipes.
I was
I thought
thinking
we were being sneaky.
I was thinking the
Wouldn't
same
that-
thing.
Wouldn't that bring the mermaids out though? And the mermaids all talk to Pan, and then they're gonna tell Pan that we were here. And
Do we really care anymore?
I don't know if I do. As far as here's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
The mollusks are afraid of Pan and don't want to be discovered by Pan. And if we are attracting Pan's kind of attention, maybe they'll come out and say, "Hey, shut the hell up. Come over here." Just like Wendy used to do.
or maybe they'll just run away so they don't get found by Pan.
Well, I'm sure they'll run away eventually, but in the short term. I mean, that's my bright idea. It's totally open to other ideas, of course.
I like it. I like to play my bagpipes.
And so far we've heard you talk a big game about these bagpipes, but we haven't heard them.
It's true.
That is very true. Okay, well, let's pull up my fart bag. That's hilarious. I love that name. That's great.
Art bag. I love it.
All right, here goes nothing.
All right. What do you play?
I don't know names of stuff.
All right,
I-
give me a performance check then.
Something traditional and soothing.
Okay.
I don't know. Personally, I love bagpipes, but so performance, yeah, 25.
Damn.
Fantastic. And you're going for soothing. So I'm going to say that you
Scottish soothing.
you play Careless Whisper for the bagpipes. And so it's very smooth. You have like a little bit, you have to like, there's some patches that need some work, so you kind of got to like hold it in the right place. But you get to make some nice sounds, and it kind of echoes across this lagoon, and you hear the echoing sounds of the bagpipes kind of get echoed back through the cave that's across the way. And now this entire area of the woods is filled with the sounds of smooth jazz, bagpipe jazz. And it's not long before you start to hear some strange chirping sounds, just barely audible over the sounds of bagpipes, kind of coming from the trees around you.
The trees, not the lagoon.
Yeah.
I'll stop
Nope,
playing.
up above you. As soon as you stop playing, that chirping sound is more like a whistle, and it's getting louder and louder, and it's up above you in the tree line.
Hello.
It's hard to see who has what's everybody's passive perception.
13.
13.
10.
14.
Oh.
Myce, you're the only one who can see, because it's still a bit too light out, but there's like twinkling lights up high above you in the trees. not unlike Pan's compatriot, Tink, that little pixie. So there looks to be a whole mess of them kind of strung about the trees, and they're all coming up like to that tree line that's above you.
Oh.
Quick, go to the cave.
You go in the cave. Okay.
Yeah.
Myce starts running towards the cave.
I say out loud, quick, go to the cave.
And starts running there.
Oh. Okay.
I'll look around and then follow.
Thanks, same.
Okay. You guys run as fast as you can to the cave pretty quickly. Does anybody have like everybody's speed is what, 25 or 30?
30.
30, and I can.
Yeah, you're like a bullet.
I can do a thing.
Yeah, Asha, I think, are you
25?
You're 25. All right, Asha is trailing behind the rest of the crowd, but you guys get into the cave. Your little beholder like kind of goes behind you and like nudges you that last little bit, and you duck inside the cave. The cave is on the inside now. Like it's partially just on that like sand bank, but most of the inside of the cave is like a tiny bit, a small amount of water. Nothing like past your knees, but there's just it's all a bit of water. And then there's just one like bank of rock like on one side after the sandbank. It's pitch dark in here, more than 5 feet inside of it.
Okay.
But once you're inside, you don't hear too much commotion from outside.
I have dark vision. Is that?
Me too.
Okay, so for the folks with dark vision, it's like pitch dark, so it looks like very dimly lit in here. You're able to see that it doesn't look like there's any creatures in here, just a big deep cave with a little bit of a sandbank on one side, a bunch of shallow water, and like a dry kind of like bit of rock a few feet in.
Okay.
And that's it.
Any sign of people living here?
Definitely not.
I'd like to walk deeper.
Yeah, sure. You walk a few feet in, like to where the sandbank ends. The rock is like you're able to climb on top of it. It's not like too terribly high. It's a little bit of like rough terrain to get around on. It's very irregularly shaped. And you're able to see like that this like kind of takes up the rest of this cave all the way to the end. And the rest of it's just this water.
Myce. What are you doing?
What's
I
happening?
have no idea.
Is there anything in
I'm
here?
sorry. I don't see anything in here, but it seems like the like Tinkerbell, the little thing with Pan. I thought that she found us, so I ran. Or at least something like her seemed to be in the treetops, closing in on us. It seems like maybe playing the bagpipe was not a great idea, Rusty. I'm sorry.
Oh, well.
But it was beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, lass.
Very soothing.
That was my intention. Well, so little fizzy bit floating around. There might have been more.
It seemed like it. It seemed like, and that would make sense that there were more of them. And it may not have even been the same one, but I definitely don't trust that thing. I don't know if you ever had any weird opportunities to interact with it, but it had a tendency to do sort of like exaggerated, like throat slitting when it would look at me. And so I get the sense that perhaps it wasn't a huge fan of us to begin with, or at least of me.
Maybe we'll give it a wide berth then.
Although, perhaps if we captured some of them, maybe we could get some flying powder out of them. Isn't that how that worked?
Yeah, they made the powder, but that's how some of the things knew that we were thought that we belonged to Pan, is because they saw the
Right.
dust on us.
Right. We don't want that.
But we could maybe infiltrate the Pan camp.
I don't want to go back there.
We don't even have a way to, keep one around.
Well, we could just, put it in a jar. Maybe maybe Clementine could go catch one.
Huh.
That's not the worst idea I've ever heard.
Right? Huh.
I don't know. I mean, she doesn't even have a mouth. She's
But
just some eyeballs.
she can make it be friendly, right?
Yeah. And then it'll come willingly.
Maybe.
Or maybe we could go back to that turtle, steal all of the little beholders, and set them all on the little pixie things.
I don't wanna, no.
Getting out of hand.
I can ask her,
I don't know.
but only if she wants to. Clammy, will you go bring back one of those pixies for us? If they're mean, you can come back.
Clementine is gonna sort of float away. It's gonna like two eye stalks, look back at you, and
I'm gonna follow. I'm gonna wait so I can keep an eye. And if I have to shoot some friggin' pixies with witch bolt, I will.
as soon as Clementine gets to the edge of the cave, you guys are standing over where Myce is, and you feel this sort of very, very slight rumble underneath your feet. Very faint, just a kind of
I knew they'd come out if they were afraid of us blowing up their spot.
And as soon as Myce says that, the rock underneath you starts to raise up like this, and everybody is going to make a dexterity saving throw as the crocodile flips around
Oh, good.
and kicks you off of its back.
Oh.
I rolled another 19, yo!
I did too.
Woohoo!
19. All right.
So that's a 21.
I got a 9.
Okay. Rusty, you are going to kind of fall into the water bits. You're not too terribly hurt. You're going to take 2 points of damage, but really you're just you're wet.
Wow.
Yeah. The rest of you managed to land on the little bit of the sandbank that's still in here on this cave. And this rock that reveals itself is actually kind of this like contorted crocodile with lumps that look like rocks like all over its back. And it turns and kind of whips around to face you, and everybody's gonna roll initiative.
Okay. Let's see. What do we got? Okay. Oh, nice.
17.
16.
8.
Dirty 20.
Hey.
Nice. All right, so Rusty at a 20, Myce at a 17.
Asha had 16.
Nice. And what was Clover?
8.
8. Okay. Rusty, you're the top of the pops. It's going to take half your move to get up out of the water, but you have the rest of your action.
Right. Okay. Okay. I'm going to cast Fairy Fire on it.
Okay, good call. So Rusty casts Fairy Fire. This crocodile is now brightly lit with a hue of what color?
Oh, it gets a Dexterity saving throw.
Oh, it does.
But I like blue.
Does a 12 beat your
No,
mod? Okay, then it does. It's a blue hue
blue.
of magic kind of energy all around it. Everybody, especially in this dark, can see it better. You roll advantage to hit it. Is that the rest of your the whole of your turn, Rusty?
Let me see. I've got. What are my bonus actions? As a bonus action, I will give a bardic inspiration to Asha,
Okay.
and that's a D6.
And what do you say to Asha to give her that inspiration?
I believe in you.
Please take a point of inspiration for yourself. And wonderful. So, okay, Asha, you now have that D6. And Myce, it is your turn.
All right, I'm gonna yell, Clementine, make friends with it.
See Clementine kind of like looking frantically and kind of darting back and forth a little bit and deciding what to do.
And then I'm gonna do Eldritch Blast.
I have Rage
Prove it.
That is a 16.
That hits. What's the damage?
I think it's a D10. Double check. Force damage. And this is it takes 5 points.
Okay, great. And that is your turn?
Yep.
Asha, what are you doing?
Witch Bolt.
All right, prove it.
Okay. So ranged spell attack. Woo! I really like this gigantic D20. That's the second 19 it has rolled.
Nice.
+6 is 25.
That, of course, hits. What's the damage?
So a D12 of lightning damage.
Oh, you get advantage, so.
Oh, yeah, always roll your advantage because you could always get a 20.
Nah, it wasn't as good. But that's okay.
It was worth the shot.
Yeah.
Worth a shot. So I got a D12. 11 points of lightning damage.
11 damage. Very nice.
Dang,
And is that your turn, Asha?
That shall be my turn.
Clover, what you up to?
I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals
Ooh.
on
Helpful.
myself.
Okay.
And just yeah, I can verbally communicate with beasts for the duration. I'm just gonna be like, stop, I'm sorry, we'll leave. I'm worried about this alligator.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay. Come on. 10.
10. All right, I'm gonna see. This crocodile pauses for a moment at just the shock of understanding you for a second. But it does not look like it is going to stop attacking. Is that your turn?
I'm gonna move more towards the front of the cave a little bit, but yeah, that's
okay.
fine.
You're moving like away from the crocodile. Okay. You do that, and it is going to target Myce on its turn here, and it is going to bite you. A 24 to hit.
That hits.
Ouch.
Yes. And I was not sorry. I'm bad at preparing.
You're good at everything.
It is going to do 15 damage, piercing damage to Myce.
Is Myce still conscious?
No, I
and it is going to look like it bites her and then starts thrashing towards the next person. As that happens, Clementine is flying over to the crocodile and is going to try to cast Friends on it. Wow, how do I want to? Okay, so it's gonna try to save against that. Holy short balls. So with an 18, the crocodile fails that save.
Holy moly!
That's a big negative to charisma. So it stops thrashing for just a second, and you hear Clementine sort of go like, and like in a long like string of bubbles, and it's kind of like darting around and like yelling, and its eye stalks are kind of going like all crazy, and the croc is going to dive into the water and splash and kind of run scurrying out into like the lagoon itself and dive under the water and like swim away.
Okay.
Grab Myce.
Healing word. 6 points.
Yay, I am conscious.
Myce, are you okay?
Yeah, I definitely didn't anticipate that happening.
Clementine saved you.
Clementine killed the crocodile.
Yes.
Not.
Yes, she did.
No,
Oh my
didn't.
God.
Wow. I really
There's
Should-
nothing left, in fact.
wow. I really regret not buying one of those. Well done, Clementine. You're the hero of the
Clementine.
hour.
Good job, Clementine.
Myce, you need more. Are you still bleeding?
I'm Definitely still bleeding.
Okay,
I
so
have 3 hit points.
thanks. So I'll reach out and put my hand on your shoulder and cast Cure Wounds and give you 8 hit points.
Oh wow! Thank you.
Woohoo!
Nice.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah, I'm good.
For those of you without dark vision, after that whole escapade, it has started to get even darker within this cave because outside of the cave, sunset is happening. And as soon as the croc swims and scurries away, you see a couple of these fluttering lights kind of come into view in the entrance of the cave. Just a few, just 3 of these little lightning bug sized critters. And they kind of fly in closer. Slowly.
Was Tinkerbell that small or she was bigger?
Same size.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Should we catch one?
Oh, I'm gonna try to say hello since oh no. I'm gonna try to say hello since I still have speak with animals going.
You do have that. You don't seem to really need it. As they approach, the 3 of them, one says, well, the croc is gone, so that's pretty good. But it's not safe here.
It's not.
Where is safe?
Not many places, but definitely not here.
Okay.
The mermaids are about to come out for the night, and it's nice and shallow over here. We gotta get somewhere, maybe away up in the trees.
Lead the way.
You're not gonna kill us, or try to. You shouldn't.
You're not going to try to kill us, are you?
Well, we'll do what we have to survive.
Well, then, I mean, that's what we would do as well, but no, we're good. You know, if you're good, we're good. It's just, you know, we're good.
You're not here for Pan.
What do you mean?
You're not one of his.
Oh, God. That tool. No.
No. We are an envoy from the Scorpions.
Whatever, as long as you're not one of his. All right. Just, can you fly, or
No.
Hawk.
the one of the other ones kind of flies up and is like, that's all right. We'll just give him a little bit of pot for right now.
There's more than one sword.
That long anyway. It's all right. And then they kind of like sprinkle a little bit over you, and
That's the stuff. Sorry.
and they kind of lead the way, and you fly just up into a bit of the tree tops. There's like kind of built into the side of the tops of these trees, like kind of obscured by the leaves, are these little like straw nests. They're too small for you to fit inside, but there's branches on the outside that you can kind of keep your balance on. Rusty is no problem for you, but the rest of you, kind of a perilous way to, you can't really rest, but you're standing on these branches, sort of keeping your balance.
Are the fairy thingies around?
Yeah, they led you here.
How many are there?
Well, there are 3 that are actively engaged with you right now, but you can see now that there's this flickering light that goes out through all the trees around you now up the top here.
How do we know that you don't work for Pan? The only time I've seen one of you is with him.
Yeah, well, we don't really think abandoned everything that made her one of us. So we don't really trust her or like her, but
Yeah, she's a real psychopath.
That's fair. We don't really like her either.
very but we do have, we want to get her away from him.
Like kidnapper?
That'd be pretty difficult.
You understand criminals, yeah? Well, for us, she's the worst kind.
You're gonna teach her
Extraditing her.
Yeah.
The only reason any of us, any fairies are here in Neverland is because of her.
Oh. I'm sorry.
You're not of Neverland? You seem like you would be.
No. We're not supposed to be here at all. We came originally trying to get her back, trying to stop her from feeding into the madness of this Pan character.
Oh, Pan leads bigger people here. And then Tink led all the pixies here.
Well, we came trying to stop her, but once we got here, we couldn't get back.
Yeah, that seems to be the pattern.
Do you think that Pan will be more vulnerable if we get her away from him?
He wouldn't get his army to be able to fly around.
That's for sure, but he can still fly. He doesn't need her for that.
No, that's true, but...
But you're right. He would be weaker, and he would be angrier. For sure, but... the Queen demands Tink.
The Queen?
The Queen of the Fairies, yeah.
Oh.
Is she here or is she back in whatever land you're from?
She's back home. It would be tricky to get back, but we can't go back without her.
But you know a way to get back?
It's a bit of a tricky thing. Some of us feel pretty sure that we can remember the way.
Really?
But it'd be a little bit of a task, and we're not going unless we have Tinkerbell.
If we help you, would you take us with you?
The three of them kind of like flutter away for a second and like congregate a little whispering happening. What are you all after? Just trying to get back home, or is there more to it than that?
The
Well,
end goal is to get home.
Yeah,
But I really don't like Pan for making me come here.
I think you'll find that each of us has different end goals.
All right then.
yeah.
You decide what you want out of this, and if it's just to go back home, I suppose we can do that. We want to get Tinkerbell back to the Queen. And then maybe if there's anything else you want or decide that you want after that, it's up to you. We can't get out of, though.
What makes you think that we can?
Nothing. But you seem real confident.
Oh, I am not confident at all. But I definitely want out of here, so, there's always that.
I definitely want to stop Pan, so.
Well, stopping Pan is something that our queen is the only one who knows how to do. Or at least she's the one who knows how to get the person that can do it.
So there's someone that knows how to stop Pan?
The one he took this job from, this island, this role, he got his powers from.
So his predecessor?
Well, would have been, anyway. He was a cheat. Worse than Tinkerbell by a hell of a lot. And our queen gave him this gift and he perverted it. So, and Tink helped him do it. So,
Quite a pair.
you get us Tinkerbell and we might be able to help Queen Mab get to the one who can stop this all for real, if that's what you want.
It seems to me that your queen could do this either way. Why doesn't she?
She doesn't really I suppose she's just still looking for revenge against Tinkerbell right now. We
You don't care about one thing at a time.
It's not really far off from the truth. Yeah.
They're fae, right?
Not bad.
Yeah. I am fluent in Sylvan. I have definitely studied the fae.
Right. Well, did you ever meet any of us back home?
Actually, well, see, I've lived a lot of lives.
Oh no.
And in my 6th life, I was a fairy. And in this life, actually, it spanned about 2 centuries. Well, in the Fae, the land of the Fae, back in, the realm of the world, it's just a few years. And when I returned...
Right. The time is all weird.
Yeah, time's all weird. And when I returned, I kind of ran into a little situation, and I was eaten by a what was it? It was like a giant spider.
Yeah.
And that
Got you
was
by the wings, didn't it?
yeah, that was life number 6. But
Okay.
yeah. So I've definitely studied the Fae by being one.
Yeah. Well. So. Well, you've got an interesting life. What's your name, friend?
Oh, I'm Rusty.
Haven't always been a cat then, Rusty.
No. I've been a halfling. I've been a gnome. I was a fairy. I was a half orc. I was a dog. And a few other things. Yes.
What would you say was your favorite?
Oh, this life. Oh, I love being a cat. I was a cat in my first life, a cat in my last life. That's how it works, I hear. I don't know.
Yeah. I can't say I know much about it, but it's I'm really happy that you're happy in this life that you got now.
Oh yeah, well at least I was until I came here, and life kind of sucks, but I have these nice people to hang out with and talk to and play bagpipes. That's very nice.
Listen, we're all happy Rusty's happy, but Rusty, your time as one of these little thingies, are they trustworthy?
I mean,
Rusty, from your memory, it's as variant as people to people. It's any number of them. You can make an insight check, anyone who would like to try to gauge the motivations here.
man, it's good on a bard. Oh, natural 20.
Nice. Okay.
19.
Lovely. All good. Pretty much. I mean, Myce, you might stay a little bit skeptical, but you're certainly not getting the same vibe that you got from Tinkerbell when you interacted with her, where it was very clear that she had animosity. These Fae seem to be talking to you in a genuine tone, albeit maybe nervous, maybe cautious feeling, defensive a bit. But that's that. But there's no like as a whole, as a species, they don't have any one, characteristic or motivation in common.
And that would be the running theme of every creature and person that we've run across is skeptical and fearful.
Mm-hmm.
As we are, so I think that's just life in Neverland.
Yeah, well, it's kind of a good thing that we got there before the merfolk came out.
Yeah,
They
that's
do
great.
seem to have one solid motivation, and that's to kill pretty much anything that's not buying their focus like Pan is. But
Have they always been like that, or is that another Pan thing?
well, he's been manipulating them since Neverland existed, as far as I can tell.
You mentioned that there was someone that ran this place before Pan did. Do you know who it was?
We don't. Queen Mab does. She's the one who put them in charge and gave it to Pan before he fucked everything up. So this place was supposed to exist. It just wasn't supposed to exist this way. And the merfolk and the crazy killer plants and all of that stuff, that wasn't supposed to be here. This place was supposed to be a nice place, actually. Someplace restful and calming and peaceful for all of the people and creatures that had to pass through could be, at ease for a while. But now you see all these pirates and things, they gotta stay for centuries and fight him, and all their plants are crazy and eat flesh and everything's fucked. So
if we can help get rid of Pan, this place will be more like what we, or at least I was promised it would be. The fresh start.
You were promised this place would be a fresh start by Pan?
No, you said he was manipulative.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
So this place was never supposed to be for the people like you.
What's this supposed to be for?
The three of them again, like, kind of exchange some glances. And the one who, like, excitedly sprinkled you with fairy dust before is like, it's like, oh, just tell them, they can handle it. This place is some place that every creature is supposed to come through. Eventually, before you
Right. Okay.
cross the veil and pass on.
Right.
Supposed to be just a kind of pit stop on the way.
Okay.
The afterlife's kind of a journey,
Right.
a path you gotta go on. And the one before Pan, she apparently, she did her time. shuttled people this way and gave them a nice little pit stop and showed them the journey. And then Pan took over and decided he didn't want to do the job he signed up for.
Huh.
That's what got us into this mess.
Where are people going then if they're not being shuttled through here?
You seen them all, pretty much. You met, I'm sure, if you were with Pan's group, Lost, you saw the pirates. You probably fought some of them.
Oh, so not everyone is supposed to be shuttled through here on their way.
They all
out.
died.
So, the Lost, they're not supposed to be here. Like,
Okay.
you're not supposed to be here. You
Right.
all still have a pulse, I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we? Do we? I think we
I don't
do.
know anymore.
Yeah.
You live in.
But that's why, like, the pirates don't die.
Because they're already dead.
Mm-hmm. And,
Ghost pirates.
they're, lost.
But they can't go on to where they're supposed to go either.
No, not until Pan lets them. And that's not going to happen. He's got a feud going on with the hook one. He won't let that go for, who knows, maybe another century or so.
What a sadistic motherfucker.
Well, I don't know. I wouldn't imagine those pirates are in a rush to get to wherever their final destination is.
Everyone, I don't know.
They might if they, knew that it was actually a nice place to go. They're kind of stuck and they don't really understand why they're living in this perpetual
Purgatory.
right. And some of the others on the island that are stuck fighting Pan, they don't belong here either.
So if we bring Tinkerbell to you, we will get an audience with Queen Mab.
That's right.
Huh.
And when she's in a good mood, she'll pretty much grant you anything you want. And she's been after that fucking Tinkerbell for so long.
Honestly, that's the best idea I've heard since we got here.
Is it that Anne decided that they didn't want to do what they were supposed to do anymore, or did they forget?
Did Pan forget? Is that what you're asking? You can get more of the details when you talk to Mab. But as far as I understand, he made a choice. He may not remember making that choice however long it was, but he made it. And now this is This is how it is.
Well, fascinating.
Well, how are you all going to keep us safe while we make a plan?
Well, I mean, I wish we could offer you something, but we live up in these trees. Aside from the cat one, we can't really help you there. We could give you a couple of vials of dust. It doesn't smell like pans, so it won't tip off.
Oh, that's so good. Okay, good.
It's a limited though. We can't, we can't give you like the amount that he does. You got 2 flights a piece.
Right.
They kind of disappear into their little like nest on the side of the tree. Come out a minute or two later with, for each of you, a little like these like lanyards of grass looped around into like a necklace with tightly made with a little vial of dust on each.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Aye.
Well, we could help you more.
Well, yeah, surely you have some sort of a plan or insight. How long have you been here trying to capture Tink? You have any intel?
We haven't been trying to capture Tink at all. The Fae, we go anywhere near Pan, she's always near Pan. He takes one of us and crushes us into nothing but our dust. We are not meant to fight him. We don't have that.
Then I'm sorry, why are you here? I thought Queen Mab sent you here for this.
We originally came here to try to get her back, but we couldn't. And we can't go back without her.
Would you know any... Does the Pan Man have any weaknesses?
As far as we know, if you can play into one of his games, he's easily distracted that way. He likes to feel like he's a hero or a villain or anything that makes him larger than life. You make him feel that way, they get all hot and high. You could maybe distract him that way.
Aye.
There's never a time that you've noticed that they're apart.
If ever, it's brief. And never with lots of opportunity.
We gotta set a trap then.
We're gonna have to engage it some way. This is gonna take a lot of thought.
Well, I hope you have somewhere better to sleep for the night? Someplace that's not so dangerous for 3/4 of you?
How long do we have with the dust that we have? We were with a group in the mountain. Can we get there?
Yeah, you could get back to there before it wears off, as
Okay.
long as you go now.
Okay, let's
And
do
it-
that.
Each use of the dust will get you about that length.
Okay.
This is the original dust that they gave us, not us having to use. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll cause I think Asha's the only one without dark vision.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take Asha by the hand, to help guide. And okay, well, we don't have much time, so let's go. And yeah, we'll let you know once we have a plan.
Sounds good to us.
Can I ask, I know you don't know anything about Tinkerbell, but just knowing yourselves, like, do you have any kinds of weaknesses or ways that you can be contained or captured besides just, like, crushing you up like you said Pan likes to do?
Tinkerbell was, before she became a fucking traitor, she was nobody. And she likes fancy, shiny things. That could be something.
And would a regular jar contain her?
Not for long. Maybe for a bit, though.
Okay. Well, we just happen to know someone who has a lot of shiny things.
Aye. Huh. Okay. Let's go.
Right. They kind of go back into their little nest, and you see kind of a lot of the fairy lights kind of dim throughout the trees as you're flying. It's easier up above the tree line to see exactly where you need to go. You can even see the fire like very faintly in the distance.
Okay.
Up on one of the cliff sides as soon as you fly closer to the mountaintops.
Seems unsafe for them.
Yeah. It's pitch dark now, and that's kind of like the only little guiding light that you have. And you get there pretty quickly. Everyone is, it looks like, kind of gathered around the fire, having like some of their last bit of their meals and kind of getting ready for bed, and everybody's kind of having a nice, like, a seemingly nice evening when you arrive.
Did we do what we were supposed to do?
I don't think we were really supposed to do anything. I think they just gave us some ideas for what to keep us busy.
Maybe. We certainly did that.
Mollusks were hard to find. We found pixies instead.
Yeah.
And those weren't mollusks.
No, I don't think so.
I don't know.
I think they would have said so.
Maybe.
If they were, and they didn't say so, they're
It's kind of a dick move.
Yeah.
Fair.
As far as your understanding, the mollusks are people folk,
Okay.
like the scorpions are, just in a different grouping.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Oh.
Everybody seems, pleasantly welcoming to you when you come back. There's tents set up enough for all of you to have your own spaces if you'd like. And it looks like everybody's really like set up for a long-term stay now here in this camp.
This place was very easy to find at night.
Sure was.
But he probably doesn't go out at night.
I don't know why that would be.
I don't know.
Well, listen, it's not that I trust or distrust the Scorpions insofar as telling them about this Tinkerbell thing, but I really just think they're completely ineffective. I really don't know if it's worth trying to include them on the planning process. Maybe we can use them as bait.
Well, why don't we just keep the things to ourselves for now and try not to get these people killed for now?
Maybe we could tell them about how easy it was to see them at night.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that I'm definitely going to tell them.
Oh yeah, that. I mean, that impacts us. I'm not going to sleep well until they learn how to hide their fire.
Right. Self-preservation. That's fair.
So all the pirates are dead, huh?
Apparently. Huh. Who'd have thunk it? Purgatory.
Does anybody need to do anything before going to bed? Or want to do anything?
No, I'm good.
I'm gonna ask around, if anybody has like, any, like sewing materials and stuff like that.
It doesn't take you long to find someone who does. It's kind of have thread that they've made. There's someone who, knits all the clothes and things for all the kids here.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and just, just kind of work on the bagpipes.
Sure. They don't really ask you for anything in return. But you could see that they kind of mark their inventory loss, but they don't ask you for anything.
Wow.
But they give you a bunch of thread and
I'm only gonna take what I like, just as much as I think I might need, really need, nothing more.
Okay.
And golly, I got nothing right now. My brain is... Huh. Okay.
That's good.
I create a motion, right? Like a... object. Okay. No, I'm good. All right.
You're good? That's it? Okay.
Yeah.
So you get to working on fixing the kind of the patches that are missing from the bagpipes and the little imperfections and tears and things like that. Clover, do you need or want to do anything?
Not in particular. Sit very close to the fire again.
Yep. And
It's
Asha?
very chilly.
On some casserole.
Not on some casserole. Clementine gets like nuzzled into your like bedroll and kind of makes her own spot, kind of circling around the foot of the bedroll, and all but one eye stalk closes and the other one just kind of goes back and forth, circling around.
He's so smart and so cute.
And if nobody else has anything that they need to do, you all get yourselves to bed. You have a peaceful, uninterrupted evening of sleep. And you wake up in the morning to a nice kind of peaceful hustle bustle of the campsite. Nothing crazy going on. Everybody just kind of preparing for the day. And what would you like to do?
I would actually like to talk to Clover when she seems alone.
Okay, well, I assume that once everybody wakes up, Asha's going to kind of go and start cooking and breakfasty things. I don't know. What would Rusty be doing in the morning?
I'd go back to work on the pipes and but I'd be outside of the tent and probably like humming a little tune and stuff like that, just to...
Sure, you're like people watching outside.
Yeah.
Okay. And since Clover kind of needs to stay close to the fire, it's it's not long before you can get her alone. Once the food is ready and everybody's shoveling it into their faces, you can get her alone.
Sure. So I wanted to thank you for healing me yesterday.
Well, of course, you're welcome.
Yes. And I, couldn't help but notice that perhaps your motivations for being here or desire to leave are somewhat different from our other two friends.
Yeah, yours as well. You didn't seem to jump on the chance to go back.
I don't really, as weird and dangerous as this place is, it really isn't any less appealing to me than going back. And specifically, I remember you had said something about a new start or a clean start or something. I can't remember Pan's phrasing to you. So I thought maybe you were of a like mind to want to stay after making this place somewhat more accommodating.
If that's an option, I don't have anything to go back to.
It seems to me that this might be a really nice place without Pan.
Yeah, I don't want to stay here and have to spend forever hiding and running and fighting. But
yeah,
if Pan's gone, Steph stops trying to eat us. This could be perfect.
I agree. I wonder if you aren't just looking for sort of a escapism permanent vacation. I wonder if you had any thoughts about the idea that with Pan gone, someone would need to take Pan's place.
Are you thinking of taking Pan's place?
I'm not thinking of anything really. Just seems to me that if there was a power vacuum, something inevitably would fill it.
I just sort of assumed the queen would, whoever is coming, whoever had the job before would take it again. I don't really have any designs on.
Or maybe they're happily retired.
Sure.
Listen, I'm not saying that I have any desire to become the new, like, gang leader of these amnesiac children striking fear into the hearts of plants and fairies. I'm just saying that someone literally would need to do the job of making sure these spirits were taxied properly. And I think that it would be best if we knew that the person who was stepping into that position was not going to abuse their power.
Right. I agree with you there.
I just thought that that might be a position that made sense for someone like you.
I don't know about all that. Maybe I don't. I don't really have any experience.
Taxiing dead spirits.
That's not really on my resume. I haven't really
Guiding
Is
souls.
there like an entry level position,
Sure.
burying souls?
I mean, I grew up on a farm. That's not really.
Sure. I just think that it's important to consider that
Yes.
part of our mission to purge evil should also involve,
Putting good in its place.
correct. Yeah. And not leaving that to what seemed to be very like fickle, short attention span queen, or these little sects of people who seem very good at some specific things, but not very good at long-term planning.
Yeah. Do you think that amnesia is part of Pan's thing, or is that just part of Neverland?
I don't know. I mean, it would make sense for either thing to be true. The memory loss doesn't seem inherently evil, like some of the other things people tell us are Pan's fault. If people aren't supposed to stay here for long, or aren't supposed to remember their old lives so that they find peace, that would make sense. Yeah.
That's a heavy breakfast conversation.
Indeed.
But we do need to think about it if we're going to stay.
Agreed. And I think it should be someone that we all trust.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, you guys have this conversation over your breakfast. A couple of people from the camp you see gathering like supplies. It looks to go maybe hunting or catching food of some kind. Start to travel out. Everybody kind of is letting you live independently. It seems you're just kind of a part of the camp. So you kind of have your choice of what to do. Do you know what you'd like to be doing?
Well, it might take a while for us to come up with a good plan for stealing Tinkerbell. But in the meantime, maybe we can go get those seeds that we still need.
We did tell him we would get seeds.
Yeah.
That seems like an important first step for us to remember that we're trying to get Tinkerbell.
It does. In fact, I would like everybody to make
no.
You are going to make a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom.
7.
Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, that's... And I get
17.
-2, so 9.
A 16.
Okay. And Asha, what was yours, darling?
17.
17. Okay, so everybody, but Rusty, you can feel like when you wake up in the morning and you're talking about your plans, you're kind of just like everything that you're saying to each other, it's kind of like, oh yeah, and then this, yes, okay, right, that. It feels like you're kind of remembering everything as you talk about it. Rusty, once like Asha mentions, stealing Tinkerbell, you're just like, wait, oh yeah. Supposed to that. As soon as someone mentions it, you remember, but you wake up and it's like everything is kind of buried. Once Asha mentions that, it all comes kind of floating back to you.
I really don't like it here. Great. So what are we doing again?
The seeds.
Oh, right. Yes.
So that doesn't keep happening. The seeds.
Right. Maybe while we do that, we can work on a plan together.
I wonder if it also might be smart for us to start journaling.
Yeah. That way, if we do forget anything, we can go back and read it. That's a really smart idea, Myce.
Do we have materials for that?
We can check with what the camp has.
They
I
have
don't
that.
feel optimistic. Oh, right. They drew the grocery list for us.
Oh, aye.
Yeah.
I don't mean to be insensitive. Can you write with your cat hands? I've never met a tabaxi before.
They're fingers like yours.
Okay.
They're,
Okay. Yeah. Just like people fingers.
just like a people fingers. Yes, I.
Little beans. Little toe beans.
I'm gonna ask a very rude
Toe
question.
beans, murder mittens, toe
There-
beans, murder mittens.
There are definitely beans, though.
Okay.
Some opposable thumb situation happening. Enough.
Like, okay.
But yeah,
Update the mental picture.
I can write. Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I get it.
I imagine you doing like the claw in the inkwell, which happens in some movie that I can't remember, but at some point I've seen a cartoon cat do that.
In the Jungle Book.
I mean,
Right?
Does that happen?
I totally pictured that's how Rusty writes, though. Like, I just feel like that's how it's like he's got
That makes sense.
like a nail that's hollowed out, and it's just like, it's just
Like dips it
Yeah.
in and then scribbles it. Yeah. You ask around the camp. They don't have a lot of these supplies. It's not really like a priority thing for them usually to have that. So, but they do have one bound, kind of, I say bound, it's sort of like sewn with some of that thread together, a couple of pages bound of that parchment. And there's one that they can give to you.
Well, thank you.
So maybe we can have a historian / secretary position.
I'm very book smart. It's just the memory thing. If you can recite it and remember it, I can write it. I can record.
All right.
They give you this bound couple of sheets of parchment, and one very small vial of ink, and that's what you guys have. Rusty takes a hold of it, and what would you write in it so far?
Pan's a jerk.
The
Portal that
Podman
lives
is a
by
tool, and
There's a turtle that lives by the river that has shiny things.
all right. His name
Mermaids
is
are bad.
Poppy, right?
Yeah.
Poppy the turtle.
Yeah.
Right.
Mermaids are bad, and there's a crocodile in the cave.
A crocodile.
Mhm.
Aye. There's the little
Scorpions live in the mountains. They're okay.
Right.
Mhm.
But they're not actual scorpions.
Yes.
Mhm.
Mollusks live by the lagoon.
Supposedly.
Supposedly. We
Question
haven't seen them yet. Yeah. They may not actually exist yet. We'll see.
This bullet effect is very good. You're making good use because you don't have a whole lot of pages, so you're doing a good job.
Pixies by the lagoon.
Pixies.
Ruled by Queen Mab. Don't like Pan. Hate Tinkerbell.
Tink. Super bitch.
Yeah. Underline.
Underline.
Yeah.
Exclamation point.
Tinkerbell is a fugly.
I would say, to make a bullet point, that there used to be one more of us.
Aye. Armand. The barber. Arian.
All right, you guys spend your morning writing in this new journal and documenting these little bits of your life so far here in Neverland.
Yeah, and Wendy's a coward in the trees all the time.
I'm not writing that.
And that is where we will leave our game off tonight.
Hooray!
Hooray!
Clap, 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 clap.
Pop, 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 pop. Everybody was wonderful. Please, I need to say something, and that is that I hate all of you. No. It's that I want to give out inspiration points like candy. So please use them so that I can do.
Yeah.
So take advantage of them. I want to give them out to you every time you make me laugh, every time you guys do good role play. But you can only have 3 at a time. So please use them so that I can give them out as frequently as I want to. And with that, please tell everybody how cool you are, starting with Matty.
I am not cool at all.
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are.
Oh, everybody throw things at Matty.
But I do play a lot of D&D on stream. Wednesdays and Fridays over at Soul Bear RPG, I either play a curmudgeon of a hobgoblin. I just got this today. It's a journal, but because my character is shipping with another character, one of the other characters is actually writing about it, and she's going to call the book 50 Shades of Garen, and I just thought it was funny, so I turned it into a journal for the shop, and I kind of love it.
So fun.
That's very funny.
I love it.
So, and then on Fridays I currently play a gender fluid mountain dwarf Eldritch Knight, and
Cool.
That's really awesome. And then right now I do my So Chatty here and there, but I'm also doing Game Master chats. I have a couple a week for the next couple of weeks or so, Diana's coming on, and she's gonna hang out with us. And I need to talk to somebody after the show here, but for something. And but yeah, the next one is tomorrow. Before
The last one I watched was really engaging. It was really good.
Thank you. I thought it's been really fun. Just talking to GMs about a kind of like pick a theme and kind of talk, through different things. Try to be helpful to like people who like want to get into game mastering, but it's kind of like advice and here and there and stuff like that. So having a lot of fun with that, and that's on my Twitch channel. We're doing that tomorrow, 7:30 Eastern, and then 10 o'clock Eastern is when I start playing D&D over at Soulbear. So
nice.
Yeah,
cool. All right, Christina.
Hey, I'm Christina Sid. You can find me on Twitter at Greek Sid. You can find me all over the internet playing all these games. I'm here on Tuesdays, Tuesday Prime. Woot woot. I am actually starting a brand new game over at Wandering DM tomorrow. We are playing Acquisitions Incorporated, and I'm so flipping excited. It's gonna be so much fun.
nice.
That is going to be, as I check my calendar, because literally it will be the first game tomorrow. That will be 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central over on Wandering DM. I'm super stoked. And I've got a few more sessions left of my Sunday encounter roleplay game. We're doing Apocalypse World, but plus time travel. Apocalypse When. That's 5 p.m. Eastern. It's getting real good, y'all. So check that out on Encounter Roleplay as well. And then I have a charity game on July 27th. Over on Indoor Adventures, I am getting to play Power Outage, actually. So, and I'm going to start a vicious rumor. We may or may not actually get Babars to play with us for. This may be a vicious rumor. I may be spreading vicious lies, but we may be getting Babars.
Maybe with enough bullying, we will get him.
We shall see.
Bully him.
All right, and Kate, what about you?
Hey, I'm Kate. I play. Nope, we're at the end of it. It's 1 a.m. where I am. You can find me on Twitter at Mossulaman. This is my cat Gimli. He keeps biting my ankles. He's decided it's time to go to bed also. I don't stream anywhere except for here, but I am one of the editors over at The Geekiary. And this week is San Diego Comic-Con, so I know there's going to be a lot of fun articles
Snap.
hot off the press. So they put me on call to do lots of editing. So you should check them out. It's a lot of fun.
Wonderful. And Avalon.
Hi, I am Avalon. In most places, I am some variation of a cat attack. I don't know. I do the podcast with Diana, if I'm saying podcast. I do this. And I don't do anything else, but I do have a really scary job interview tomorrow morning.
So much of the luckies.
Thank you. It has nothing to do with nerds. but it's what is on my mind, so it's what I'm bringing up right now.
Good for you. No, you're going to do great.
Thanks. Yes. I bought a new dress.
Ooh. Oh, you did? All right.
I did.
I demand a picture.
Yeah, it's extremely conservative and boring.
Picture it didn't happen.
But it's new.
Yeah. So we will be back not next Tuesday, but the Tuesday after. For Tuesday Prime, we will be back streaming on Twitch because unless any more striking happens, of course. But for the time being, we'll be back streaming live on Twitch. Thank you guys for accommodating this change for this week. I really appreciate it. And all the people who tuned in on YouTube and accommodated that, thank you so much. That was really awesome. And we will see you in 2 weeks.
Bye. Thank you.
And we are